Hi all, welcome to this new Momen live stream. And Momen is this uh, no-code full stack development platform, and we support AI agent building. So today I'm gonna show you something that's somewhat interesting. So let's first take a look at what we're gonna be building. Let's see if I can just refresh this. It may not load, but oh, okay. So we have to go back. Let's go back. I've created this angry dietitian thing. So let's go into, this is what we're going to be building, and this is what it's going to look like. And we are going to see what it does. Okay, so first let's just log in. Once we logged in, we're now in here. These are the information about the user. So let's upload some food image. What about this? Okay, so this looks good. And we're gonna have DeepSeek roast us. So let's take a look. It started thinking, and while we're at it, maybe, just maybe, it will be too foul-mouthed and get a content filter. But let's be patient. It should be coming, should be coming. That is odd. Come on. You can do it. Oh, here we go. It didn't actually stream it out, which is somewhat unfortunate, but at least it got the thing out. Okay, perfect. Another 60-year-old, sorry, 36-year-old who's probably just shoveling garbage into their face and they blah, 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 of nibbling food. That little will undo life of decisions. Okay, so it's roasting us. And a nice thing about DeepSeek is you can ask it, why did you not like me? Oh, I apparently did not bind that information here, but you can actually see the reasoning behind everything. So if you go into here, you can see the reasoning. That is what we have. Okay, reasoning is this. Okay, the user wants us to be found mouth attention, blah, blah, blah. Let's see what their details again, blah, 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 blah. Ours, but stick to the diet advice. Maybe start by calling them out on their stats, point out their age and height. Overweight, BMI wise, that's around 24, blah, 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 just under obese, whatever. Okay, so how do we build this? So let's start from scratch, including the importing the DeepSeek model. All right, now I have my angry dietitian thing. It's completely empty. I haven't configured anything. So first of all, we're gonna test out our AI models. Sorry, our AI agent. We will need two agents. The reason being, DeepSeek doesn't take images, right? It doesn't really understand what hell I was uploading. So what I had to do is I had GPT-4o to understand the image, turn that into something that DeepSeek can understand, and then use DeepSeek to do the roasting, because apparently it's a lot more liberal with its language than GPT-4o. All right, so how do we do this? By default, Momen only gives you GPT-4o and 4o mini for reasoning, and we're gonna add one to we add another model to Momen. So how do we get that? We get that by going to one of those cloud providers, for example, Azure, and then you can just deploy a model. So we're going to deploy a base model, and we're going to search for DeepSeek. All right, it's got DeepSeek R1, and then you just do confirm, agree and proceed, and then you can like give it a name. So I have already deployed my model in East US. So my JYK first thing is my model. So let's take a look. So you can get your endpoint and your key. Okay, so you just copy those. And the way you do that is give it a name. So we can say like a reasoning, a DeepSeek model with reasoning. Oh, too long. R1. I'll just call it R1. So at the moment, we only support that single model. The reason we have different models listed down here is because different models have different capabilities, and we have to take that into account when we provide you with the agent configuration interface. All right, server URL. We're gonna copy that, paste it in. Key, we're gonna copy that and paste it in. And in here, it's actually just called API key. I think there is somewhere in Azure's documentation that says this is how you do it, but some of them will do authorizations with a bearer token. Some of them just do an API key, depends on the provider. So Azure is nice because it doesn't actually charge you unless you use it. It's like a serverless thing. And once you've chosen DeepSeek R1, you can see the capabilities of streaming and reasoning content. Well, what's missing in here? We'll just first verify. Oh, resource not found. What did I just? What? Oh, sorry. It is this guy, and this is the thing I'm supposed to be copying. Good, it caught me. So now it's gonna run a test. It's probably gonna tell it like tell me one or something, and now we have imported a new model. Just to show you that, let's say I'm gonna do a OpenAI. Let's say if we do 040, you can see it has multi-model and tool calling and streaming, but it does not have reasoning. So that is how we like distinguish what we provide you in terms of the interface. Okay, now that's imported, so let's build something. The first thing we're gonna do is the last step. So let's work backwards. Right, we're gonna have we're just gonna have a DeepSeek model. So we're gonna choose DeepSeek over here, the R1. I mean, at some point we're gonna start supporting like 01 and 03 mini and all that stuff, but that's for now. It's 192.96. Actually, if you can just type like a huge amount, so that'll be fine. It will turn into the largest it can support. So this is determined by the model itself. But I think this, I forgot whether this is the largest thing it supports. Anyways, so we have now chosen R1, and then we need to write our prompt before we define the inputs. So let's just say a very foul-mouthed dietitian. Okay, that's good enough. And then stuff we're gonna do is roast the user. Be as harsh as possible. Okay, we're gonna not hold anything back. And then you need to tell it about what the user's characteristics are. So information about the user, age, height, weight, goal, time of day. Oh, maybe we'll add something. Take the time of day into consideration. Just because people can eat different things at different point of the day, so that's something that's quite common. And what else we're gonna have? We're gonna have time until goal deadline. And sex is very important because otherwise, a man eating a lot is different from a woman eating a lot because of different metabolism. Here are the food the user is looking at. All right, you've noticed that I have put in nothing. Well, so because I haven't defined any inputs. Some of them may just come up with maybe like part of the user, so you can do like logged in user, but I haven't defined anything in the table yet. So let's actually define the tables too, otherwise we can't really go very far. So we're gonna keep it simple, put everything in account. We're gonna have date of birth. That should be a date. What else we're gonna have? We have their goal. Do they want to build muscle, or is this just gonna be a text description? Their weight, and we can do a number. Let's say we're gonna keep everything in pounds, so we'll do a decimal, and obviously it's gonna be height. Height is tricky because there are different ways of measuring things, so let's just keep it as text. Maybe we'll just enter like we'll enter meters or feet and inches. And what else? Deadline. When is your goal deadline? So that'll be a date as well. And then obviously you're gonna have sex. That's just a text. What else? Are we missing anything? I have a goal. I have a weight. I have a height. I have a deadline of the goal. I have sex. Okay, I think that's all we need from here. So let's now go back. Age is you have to calculate that. So it's much easier if we do it with a formula. Unfortunately, we can't do formulas here yet, so we're gonna rely on the front end to do the calculation. So we put age in here, age, and we'll convert that into text. So there'll be unit attached to it. What else do we need? We need the food, obviously. Well, but before we do the food, let's do this information about the users. About that user. The user will have a, let's see, goal can be from the table directly. Time of day. Actually, yes, time of day. And deadline too. Okay, deadline is another tricky thing because you need to calculate duration and then time of day. So that I'm just gonna use a timestamp that will include more than just time of day, but also the date. That's good enough for us. And then most importantly, what kind of food was the user using? So you could do something that's fancy, but at the moment we only support texts as like a catch-all, so we'll use that. So in here we'll do food, and then age is gonna be the input age. Height is the user's height. Oh, by the way, you can notice once I press backslash, it calls up the data binding thing. Weight is gonna be the weight. And since I think weight is in numbers, we're gonna use pounds in here. Go, well, very simple. That's just the go, and time of day is the input. Time of day, time till deadline. Let's rename this. Time until deadline, so that it's easier to understand. Time until deadline, and sex is whatever the user's sex is. All right, that's all done. You notice that you can't configure any tools. You can't really configure much in terms of structured outputs. So let's give it a try. Now, we don't have a mock user yet. We need to create one. So let's just do that. We're gonna have two input boxes, and one for username, the other for password, and then we have two buttons, one for registration, the other one for logging in. And this is login, okay, and then this one, let's call it username, password, and turn that password thing on. And this button is just gonna do register. Username. So that way we can get ourselves. And just for good measure, if it succeeds, we're gonna do a toast. Success. And it fails, we also do a toast. Fail. And login in. Similarly, we're gonna do login. So these are just mostly boilerplate stuff. Not very interesting, but nonetheless, toast, nonetheless important. Success. The reason I put all these success and failure thing in here is because so that if something goes wrong, we at least know it went wrong. Otherwise, we might be chasing ghosts for a while. All right, so let's try to create ourselves a user. I'm just gonna be very creative and call myself Jiang Yao Kai and register. Okay, success. Now we have a user in the database. Oh, we haven't deployed the backend yet, so we don't actually see all the fields that were created. Yeah, you can see there is no. Okay, now the new fields are here. Let's put in something. Let's put my actual information. I'm a very old man. Not very old, just somewhat old. And June 16th, and goal, I don't know, become a muscle monster. All right, that's my goal. I am 150 or something, forgot. Height, I think I'm like 5. I'm just gonna type centimeters. I don't even remember my height in feet and inches. Okay, deadline. I want to become a muscle monster by in a year time or something. Male. All right, here we go. So let's give it a try. Age. Well, this one, since I said it's gonna be like computed on the front end, I'm just gonna do 36 years. Time until deadline. That's also like computed in front end. Time of day. I'm just gonna do now. And oh, this is actually in GMT. That's fine. That's fine. It will think that I'm in GMT. And food. Let's do pork, 1 kilograms. I'm a monster. And I don't know what else. Eggs, you know, 200 grams. All right. Mock user ID myself. Let's see what it does. Sometimes I may even get content filtered because Microsoft does not quite like the AI models being very vulgar. So let's see what comes up here. So act like a super farmer, the data and roast them based on their info, blah, blah, let's see. First, check the time they provided. That's 3:30 a.m. They're either up late or super early. Either way is not good sign for their muscle goals. True, true. Age 36, probably feeling the okay, I mean a midlife crisis apparently, according to the AI. Trying to bulk up. Height is that's pretty light. Okay, muscle monster goal is in a year. Given that the current meal plan is that's a what else? What is it saying? Listen here, you pencil neck sack of expired protein bars. Funny. Wonder why Microsoft didn't censor us, because I do get censored quite a bit when I ask DeepSeek to be very foul-mouthed. Okay, first one, that's good. Now, how do we get the food? We can't ask the user to enter, this, as in this. This is quite tedious to enter. So let's try to help DeepSeek out. So we're gonna call this the guy, we're gonna call it Roaster. And we're gonna create a new agent, and this time we'll be using GPT-4o, and then we'll use simple processing. By the way, there's a bug here at the moment that if you don't select detailed and come back to simple, it will stick to it will by default take detailed, and then that will burn through a lot of tokens. So just be careful. And for this one, we only need a single input, which is the image. And then maybe we'll tell it something about why we need that image. So that's an image. Oh, this is fancy. We can now just type and search. Okay, we'll be like a visual analyzer of food. And why identify whether the image contains food. If so, identify the type of food, estimate the weight. Okay, that's good. The result is used for a dietitian to determine whether the client is sticking to a meal plan. Okay, just some context. Doesn't hurt. And constraint, okay, omit the entire food field when you determine the image is not about food. Okay. Now, yeah, let's do structured output in here. We are not going to be using the structure here too much, but you can use this field to cover the pathological cases in what we showed before. What if the user sent you a picture of a car and asking you whether, asking the AI to roast him? Well, there's nothing to roast, so you should bail out immediately. But that's just that, and then you can add another thing. We'll just call it food. And how would the AI present this? Let's just give it some examples. Let's say pairs of food name and weight, comma separated. And let's give it an example. Pork 500 grams and rice, I don't know, 50 grams. Seems legit. All right, so let's see how this thing works. Let's Yeah, this is a good image as any. We'll upload that image. The image is quite large, so it's gonna take a while. Okay, so now here we are. And we also, I'm gonna save a couple images just in case. Hang on a sec. Yeah, okay, here we go. So, fried fish, 150 grams, carrot sticks, 50 grams, and hummus, 30 grams, salt, 20 grams. All right, seems legit. What if we upload something else? Oh, I think you guys can't see what I'm uploading, but this is actually like a chicken breast with some green stuff around it. Let's see what it does. Grilled chicken breast, mixed vegetables. All right, that's legit as any. Good, good, good. Now let's actually build out our fancy UI, because that's this thing, right? So, ooh, yeah, okay, so just a bunch of circles. By the way, my wife did the design. She's a designer, and I'm absolutely horrendous at designing anything visually. So every time I present, I do a live stream. If I suck at the visual stuff, please forgive me. Login page. This is like roaster. All right, how does a roaster work? First of all, I was gonna say let's define the data first, but let's go to the design because otherwise you guys get bored. Let's give it a background color, and also we're going to do only the desktop version because we don't have time, obviously. And we're gonna do that, so we have this big ball down to the bottom. And we're gonna give it a color, let's say EB6159. That's what my wife told me. So, okay, we got the same thing. Yay. Background image. No, never mind. We don't need a background image. This is good enough. And we need the thing in the center. All right, so let's do the thing in the center. We'll just have a view to contain this big ball, the big ball in the middle. And then the thing is going to stick to the bottom of the page, by the way. If you look at, no, that's good. I think it's good. So we're going to add a component, put a view. Actually, we'll just do F. Yeah, okay, you can see now it's sticking to the bottom. This thing, let's make it 800 by 800. Okay, so it's just a square, nothing really fancy, and then we will make it centered, so everything in it is going to be centered. Oh, we have no overflow, so you can't scroll into things that you can't see. And also we will have some negative margin, so it's like half hidden in the page, so you can see that the circle is always cut off. It's just for visual effects. So we'll move that down. Oops, wrong one. Tells you how much I know about all this stuff. Wrong one. Oh, I can never understand why people spend so much time fiddling around with UI, but I know it's very important. It's important but difficult. All right, so now with the stuff in the inside, we also actually want a color that's not this thing. So this yellowish, the faint yellowish color. D5. All right, so that's that. And then we'll give it a border, I guess. Same border, and then 20 in width. Oops. And then border radius, let's make it massive. Massive. In fact, anything you do above the actual width um, is gonna make it a circle. So that's that. And we're not gonna have any shadows or anything, but we're gonna have shadows with the little balls around it. So here we go. That is something laid out already. Let's lay out the stuff around it. So we have the goal, we have the goal, this weight and all that. So let's put them there. So these things actually, let's take a look at how they're built, right? So as I said, this is not optimized for anything other than a wide screen device. But judging by this, you can tell that these three are stuck to the left and these three are stuck to the right. So they're laid out with absolute. Remember, absolute is that your distance from the border of your parent is determined, is fixed, but fixed is when when the distance between you and the edge of the viewport is fixed. So in this case, we'll get another few views. Get a view. Whoops. Yeah, okay. I think these are all equally large. 320, I think they're all 320. Yeah, so let's make it 320 by 320, and I'm gonna create 6 of them. And I'm just gonna do copy, paste, 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 paste. Yeah. Making sure I'm... Oh no. Undo, 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 undo. Okay, good. Huh. And also I'll change the name of it. We call it the main content, because that is the main content. And this is just a ball. I'm gonna paste it in here, and I'll paste another one, and I'll paste another one, and I'll paste another one. So that's 5. We can have 6 balls. And it now looks horrendous, but it'll be fine. We'll make the layout to be absolute, and then we'll have it at top is gonna be 24, 22, and 136. I mean, the other way you can do it is just by dragging. At this point, you can start dragging, like anywhere you feel like doing. In fact, why do I need this? I should make the ball appear before I copy and paste them. Otherwise, it's just going to be a pain. Okay, let's first fix the ball. We have, let's put on some padding. No, let's don't put on any padding. It's fine. Border radius, make it very large to make it a circle. Anything larger than its actual thing is going to turn it into a circle. And we'll have a background color of this color is fine. And then we have a shadow so that anytime it overlaps with other things, you can see like things like this, a shadow here. So we'll do a shadow of fairly large, pretty large shadow, and then color is just going to be the background color. So EB6159, and we want it to be somewhat more noticeable. Okay, so you can like drag it around and see. Well, this is actually behind this thing now, so let's make it on top. Now you can see this shadow effect. Okay. So that's good. Now, what else? we needed some kind of text field in the middle so that people can see, so we can like configure stuff, right? So, and everything should be centered. So we will center it, and then we'll add in a text thing, and we'll make the text thing reasonably large. It's going to have a color. We'll adjust later, but let's do like a DDing Pro. I have no idea what the hell is DDing Pro. That's what my wife told me to use, so I'll use that. And we'll do a large thing. This thing's just going to be very large. And the width, we really want it to be in the center and not exceed the border, right? So the way we do that is instead of fit, we'll do an 80%. And in order to compensate, we're going to enable multi-line so that it wraps. Okay. That seems reasonable enough now, I think. Centered. Yeah, okay. Now we just need to make 6 copies, as I was trying to do before. So paste, 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 paste. Okay, so we're gonna have one somewhere around here, and one somewhere around here, and one around here, and somewhere around here, and lastly, somewhere around here. Yay! Fantastischer. Hold on, did I? Yeah, I think I need to make the over. That's fine. Okay. So now we have a bunch of hello worlds. How interesting. Let's first change how they are laid out. So instead of, whoops, wrong way around. Yeah. So these 3 should really be like tied to the right of the screen instead of left. Drag. Oops. Select. Drag. Why can't I drag it again? Okay. At least we have a handle that always works. And this one, we should make it get tied to the right of the page as well. And also should be from the bottom of the page. Right. Okay, cool. I guess this guy should be from the bottom of the page as well. Make it somewhere around here. It's good enough. All right. Now we need to make it show things. So instead of hello world, this is go. And we need to pass in a go. Let's just use the users thing. I think I may end up this may end up being too long. Instead of, like, I said something like become a muscle monster, I'm probably not gonna fit. But anyways, and then here we're gonna do logged in users weight, pounds, and here we're gonna do height. Maybe we don't need to be so emphasizing on this. Okay, height, and this is in some days. As I said, this is actually somewhat involved. You need to compute a duration from now to the deadline of the goal. So let's do that. We'll do now and to the deadline of the goal. And instead of years, we're going to track days. And then we're going to put in days. Whoops. I think I just encountered a bug, but it's not always easy to reproduce. Add a space in here. Yeah, and we got a space in here. Okay, in some days. And also maybe we should switch the these two balls, because weight and height should go together. Goal and deadline should go together. Do that. Drag it over. Whoops. Drag it over here. And this guy here. Go to there. Drag it in something days, and this guy will just drag it down here. Yeah, it's all visuals. Okay, so that's good. And then here, how old are you? The reason I don't store age in a database directly is because age is always wrong as a moment you write it down, because you start aging. So you always just enter day of birth. Date of birth, sorry. Again, we do the same drill. Duration, you compute from when you were born until now. And then year is fine as years old. Okay. And lastly, we just simply put in sex. Good. Now that's done. Let's try it, see if shows everything correctly, and let's also do a login and just add in a navigate to roster so that we can actually go there. Open it up. Here we go. Gonna do Jiang Yao Kai. Login, succeeded. Okay, yeah, as I said, my become a muscle monster didn't fit. So let's try to change something. Muscle Man is also Muscle Man is good as any. So let's see. We will go back and then come back in again. Oh. Muscle Man. Much nicer. Okay, so let's now make this thing with a background color so that people get happy. 49. Oh, nope. It's this guy. 496B60. Okay, and then the color of the text is the same as this, so we'll copy that. All right, and then color of this guy is gonna be that, and oops. Cool. So I'm actually doing the bad thing of copying colors around. You should be using themes, but I can't really be. Yeah, let's use themes. Otherwise, it's gonna be a pain. So this is one, and then we got another one that's this E thingy. I will rename this to greenish, and this is, I don't know, like some pinkish thingy. Don't ask me, I'm very bad at noticing these colors. And then we have this yellow stuff. We shall call this yellow. And what else of colors do we have? I think we have 3 colors in here. 1, 2, 3, and then lastly we have the background, which we don't really care about. Okay, so now it's easier. We'll make this thing, we'll pick the greenish color, and this guy will pick the yellowish thing. As green, and this is like pinkish stuff. This, okay, so this one, let's also make it green. Green. This will make it yellow. Yep. And this one is also that pinkish thingy. Barely changed. And the color of this is gonna be the green. Okay, so that is now even better. So finally, let's deal with the transitions. What we need to do is upload an image, click on a button, and hook the AIs up. So let's get that image picker in. We'll have an image picker, and then the image picker is gonna be let's be 100% of the width, and then we'll have it absolute, so it kind of sticks around. And the height, let's just make it a fixed height. Okay. And we'll make it absolute and have it stick to the top and stick to the left. So it's gonna be exactly the size. It's exactly the width of the parent. And then we'll call it the non-uploaded. So before we upload that. And also, because once we upload something, we want to change something. Let's do it again here. At the moment, it's saying, show me your food. And once you actually upload the food, you can see there are two transitions. You first go into this loading screen, and then now there's an option to actually roast something, and then you can pick the image again, right? If that's what you want. So, and now you have a new button. So we actually have like two different states. And once you click roast, once we come back later, once you click roast, you can see now we're in this thinking phase. So that's a third state. And the last state is going to be the actual content of the roasting. So we need to create 4 states. The way we store these states typically is just by storing a page variable. We call it state. And we can just call it text, and we will remember the 4 different things before upload, and like uploaded, and then roasting and roasted. Let's call it that, okay? So that means in here, instead of just having a image picker, we need a conditional container. The conditional container is gonna, oops, wrong thing. Conditional view. Cool. So our conditional view is gonna fill out the entirety of the parent, and also it is not going to have any background colors or anything, right? So it's kind of just a container. So that means we will make this 100%, 100%, 100%, and hold on. Did I? Oh, I put it in the wrong place. Damn it. Cut conditional view. and we'll paste it inside here. All right, that's much better. Yeah, so we have the conditional view inside that, inside the main content, and then we'll cut this image picker and put it inside the conditional views case one. Let's first change this. We call it before uploaded, roasting, and roasted. Okay. The ordering of this matters, so let's just keep everything in the intended order. Okay, so roasting, roasted. Okay, so that means before you upload, that means your the input is no. Simple. And then this one. Oh. Missed one. That's actually the default one. I can't change the default. Yeah, this one's non-editable. So this is uploaded. And the way we do that is when the input of is not no. All right, so this one is no, is not no. And also, if you are already roasting, then it should not match. So we also do the in-page data state is let's do, actually let's just use the states to track everything and delete this. Much easier. State is equal to before upload. And this one will be in-page data state equals to uploaded. And very similarly, we do roasting, and lastly, roasted. Okay, cool. Okay, so now we have this image thing in here, and we also want to show the text. So let's put the text in there. The reason we made image absolute is so that it does not interfere with the text. Right? So the text can still float around. And its parent should have a centering. Its parent should have a centering thing in here. Well, the gap doesn't matter because there is only a single element. So show me your food, and we'll use the greenish color, and use the same. Maybe it's so much nicer if we had styles that's reusable, but for now this is the best we have. 64. And medium and 80 multi-line, and the width will have it 100%, and in terms of the height we'll just do a fit. Okay, let's also make the conditional view to have a border so that we have some padding so that this thing gets pushed inwards. Let's put a 48 in here. Okay, now that's pushed inwards, and show me your food. Okay, that is pretty good. Do we have a... Hold on. Yeah, let's actually just make it 60%. Otherwise, it's a bit too wide. Okay, and we also want it to be pushed down a little bit. And how would I do that? I guess one way is if I... Okay, I don't know how to push it down, but that's good enough. That's my image thing, right? And then we'll have a new case. Go up. That's shift return, by the way. We now go to the uploaded portion, and we're just gonna have the same settings as the upload thingy, the before upload. So that will get to 100%, both of them. And that's going to be centered and no background, please. Before upload should have no background too. Okay, no background either. All right. And the image picker should have no background. No, there's no background. And this one has no background. Good. Now we got rid of all the backgrounds. Upload it. We need a thing at the bottom that says roast, right? And then you could use an image picker, but I'm just gonna use an image here, and this image is going to be coming from the input. Simple enough. And what else? We'll make it large and stick to the top. So absolute 0, 0, 100%, and 680 is the height of the surrounding thing. So that was what we're gonna have. And then we also need a, in here now, we need another interesting. Can't really drag it out now. But we'll just add another thing here. That's the bottom portion. And that's for us to place the roast thing. So this guy is also going to be absolute. We'll make it stick to the bottom. 0, and actually maybe not 0, maybe this one should be 0. This one do it 80, so it kind of lifts up. Okay, so it's half hidden, right? Remember, the whole thing is half hidden. It's parent. And width is going to be 100%, height is going to be 162, and we'll have some padding. Actually, we'll have 32. Okay, so what else do we need to do? No border radius, background color, 2C, 2D, 2D. And make it 70%. Okay, now we have something. Everything else seems to be okay. So that's just like this little like earthy color. And oh, I actually dragged out 2 views. Nah, this one can disappear. Okay, and then within it, we'll have a button. We add a button here, and this one is gonna be somewhat wide, somewhat tall. And these just by, I'm just eyeballing it. Well, and then the color is the same yellowish thing. Yep. And then its font color is gonna be that greenish thing, and we'll use the same font, the same typeface, and then it's gonna be 40, and we shall call it roast. Cool. Now that's good. So the most important thing here is that we're gonna tie up our AI with this roast button. So let's do that. And before we go crazy, we're gonna use we're gonna first set the state, right? In fact, what we forgot to do was in before uploaded. Once it's uploaded on success, you should set page variable state to uploaded. Okay, and now we change this again before upload, uploaded, and once it's uploaded, anytime you click, it should go into roasting, because now you are roasting the user. And so let's open that up, and it's once it's roasting, we need to start the AI. First, we need to use oh, I shouldn't call it agent 2. Let's just call it the eye. How's that? The eye. And for good measure, upload that. We will be using the eye, and then we'll use the input. And then once so here we actually have a little bit we have a bug in here, right? That the only way you can add another, you can chain these things together is by starting another one, copy it and paste it down here. It's kind of stupid, but that's what we have now. And this one is going to use a roaster, and in terms of the age, we're going to again do the duration, very similar to what we had before, from the date of birth until today, and that's the year. And then we're going to add years, time until deadline. Again, it's a duration. And this is going to be coming from now till deadline. And it's going to be in days. Days. Okay, cool. And then we're going to add days, because that's what's going to be passed into the AI. Time of day, very simply, we'll just do current date time. And now it's asking us to append the outputs. Like where do we store the output? Okay, so we never gave it a space to do. So let's do that. Add 2 more page variables. We call it answer. Okay, and then the next one we'll call it reason. Okay. Answer and reason. So we'll do answer and reason. Good. And then once that whole thing is done, you should now set page variable again. So now instead of roasting, we are now in the roasted state. Okay, so let's check the states again. The conditions again. The first one's is called before uploaded. Okay, so let's give the state a default value before uploaded. So before you do anything, it's before uploaded. Okay, before uploaded, roast, and then now we need to edit the roasting part. So when you're roasting, you need to show a little animation. That's all we need to do. So that means we just delete all this and add an animation. Drag that in. And I need a little Lottie file. So these Lottie files are, you can download them at lottiefiles.com. Some of them are paid, some are free. I am just gonna upload this. So it's just a little thinking thing here. It's not going to have a background, and it's going to be sticking to the bottom. So the animation, let's give it a 200 by 200. I think it's a square one. And it's going to continuously play. It's going to automatically play. And what else? Your conditional view, let's also make it 100% just for good measure. Okay, and we are going to be doing this. So this is going to be centered. I think that's all we need to do. So that's now roasting. And lastly, we will go into roasted. And that's the that's like the last UI state. First, again, we're gonna change everything to 100%. Oh, what did I do? 100%. Okay, good. Get rid of the background color, and within it, we're gonna have two things: an input for answer, and then sorry, a text field for answer, and then a button letting user know why. Okay, so we'll do a text and then a button. So they're not like lined. There's not enough gap between them. So let's put a gap in here. Also, we don't want them to be sticking directly to the top. So let's put in some padding. And in fact, we'll do 120 on the top, and maybe we also don't want it to stick to the bottom, so we'll do 96 there. This one here, we'll pick the color, and then the font color is again going to be this yellowish stuff. And the font, the typeface is going to be the same as the everything else, which is this DIN Pro stuff. Size 28, medium, and 40. All right, 40 seems good enough to me. And I need to make this somewhat bigger. 212, 61. Oops, 61. Okay, this guy, however, it has to be coming from the left, and it should be left aligned, right? So we'll make that as wide as the parent, except its paddings. And the thing's gonna be multi-line, and we'll give it a color. I think it's 2C, 2D, 2D. And it's a good practice to keep the number of typefaces few instead of many. And 32, we'll have it left aligned, and it's going to contain our page variable, the answer. So whenever the answer is there, it's going to show up. And maybe we'll just move it up a little bit because this is going to block. Yeah, it's going to, oops. It's gonna block stuff. Okay, so yeah, more or less there. Okay, and then instead of getting started, we'll say Y, and that's just going to show us a model. So that's just gonna be a pop-up, right? Models, pop-ups, same thing. And we'll use a custom model and we'll edit that. The design is also going to be quite simple. We'll have the same greenish background. And give it a fixed width, just to 500. And then we'll have maybe a slight border radius, so it looks like that. And anytime you click away, it's gonna hide. And within it, we will just put in some put in a text component. And then let's put in a text component. And this one again is going to be 100%. Whoops. 100%. Fit. Multi-line. And then the coloring is going to be the... I think this is the color? The yellowish stuff? Yeah. Left aligned. Same font typeface. And we'll make it 25 is good enough. Okay. So that, I think, my friends, except that I haven't tied in here the reason. That is actually everything. Okay, so we've done a lot. I'm somewhat over, it's time. We're having like somewhat over the time, but let's give it a try. This is blocking it, but okay, fine, whatever. So let's give it this yeah, okay, so let's click roast. I forgot to turn off the little circles. Whoops. That's unfortunate. Let's see what the... Oh, failed. Why is that failed? To JSON error. That's unexpected. Maybe there's something that's messed up, but let's first of all fix this. I don't really want it to show. I don't want to show that little ball over there. And let's try it again. Okay, so it's uploading. Now it's in this state. I'm gonna click, it starts thinking. Let's look at the eye. What is the output of the eye? The eye's output is quite interesting. It's seems to be reasonable. The last image it's sent from the assistant. That's our answer. Corn dog, 400 grams. Food present, true. All right. What about the other agent? The roaster again failed. That's not what I expected. So let's see. What is it trying to output? That what is it trying to output? Error occurred during execution. Okay, so now it's debugging session. What the hell is going on? Oh, by the way, we've moved the logs thing to here, so now you can actually see stuff. AI. So that's true, and so these are all fine. Yep. The response. Well, the pains of yeah, everything seems fine here. Constraint. There's no constraint, so that's good. Let's see if I can see anything in this thing's log. Metrics. It was working, right? These things are so unstable. Let's just add something here. Nothing. No constraint. Restart. Uh-oh. I mean, that is very unfortunate. So let's, instead of using R1, I'm just gonna use GPT-4o. At least that thing, at least that thing is going to be reliable. Yes, it's reliable at least. Oh, the happiness of using new stuff. Oh, and here I did not input the actual, sorry, the eyes data's food. Okay. So let's try it again. Out in here. Upload my corn dog roast. Hey, that's very fast. Listen up. It's bloody 4 in the damn morning and you're up gawking at food instead of being balls deep in a workout of solid night's sleep. Seriously, they're trying to piss off father time? Blah, 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 blah. And where is my little... I can't scroll that. Whoops, I need... I need this entire thing to be scrollable. Overflow scroll. Okay. Try it again. Can't hurt to try it that many times, huh? GPT-4o is a lot quicker than yeah, it's a lot quicker than what do you call this? Chat sorry, R1. And also I should get rid of this thing just hidden so that we can't scroll in here. Wait. I'm not supposed to be able to scroll. Hmm. What? Anyway, I'm not supposed to be able to scroll. I don't know what's going on, but let's just make it hidden. So, let me try to turn this to... Oh, the I is, it has to be GPT. Roaster, let's try to change that to R1 again and see if that... Yeah, I think the deployment is probably broken. So unfortunately, we have to stick around with GPT-4o, and this is what we have. So you're in here, get your little food, roast myself. It's thinking. You can now go down, and if you click on Y, the pop-up is going to show. But since we have no reasoning, it's not going to show us anything. And you click away, it's gone. And there's some fancy stuff you can do. For example, to make this like, there's a hack which you may or may not want to know. So you can actually control a lot of things on the page. So let's just call it style, right? And then we'll just paste in some style things. This is the ID of the element, and this corresponds. You can actually search it up here. Oops, sorry, wrong. You can search in where the hell are we? You can copy the ID and you can search it up here. But anyways, you can then turn these things sideways by editing. You can give them different. You can give them different angles of rotation, and let's do that. It's not going to take effect in the editor, so you have to be looking at the mirror, the live preview, in order to see the effect. 53. Yeah, the pasting is a little bit buggy. Okay, so you can see they're like tilted in different ways, right? And also, I didn't have the animation which you can add. So things you can add here is mouse hover, then just make it grow. Let's make it grow. Yes, grow by 1.1 with no delay. And same here. Mouse hover, grow 1.1. I won't bore you to death with all of them, but I'll just do 3. Okay, so what it looks like. That is what it looks like. But once it grows, like the style disappears, so it's kind of also very odd. But these are hacks, right? So once you have hacks, obviously something's not gonna work. Okay, I think that is the end of. Oh, I do have a message. Someone asked, Giorgio said, do you have plans to implement AI agent for components, like generate custom UI components? Yes, I do. In fact, we are working on it. We have, I can do a live stream on like how exactly we think about doing these things and the strategies that we're gonna adopt to implement like an AI co-pilot for Momen. So the AI can build UI for you, can build database structures for you, data models. It can even like build action flows for you, and even like write custom code. So that is exactly what we're thinking about. All right, sorry I wasn't checking the chat very actively, but is there any questions from anyone? If not, we shall call it a day. Very unfortunate that we couldn't get. You guys saw DeepSeek was working, then it stopped working. Yeah, I would guess it's a problem with Microsoft, not me. But I also have to debug in order to find out what exactly went wrong. But regardless, I still recommend, if you want to try DeepSeek, I recommend using Azure because Azure provides serverless access to DeepSeek, which means you don't have to pay when you're not using it. It's like almost pay per use API, so much nicer. Okay, if there's no more questions, we shall call it a day. Thank you very much for coming. You can always find us at forum.momen.app if you have questions. The Momen's website is obviously always available. And if you have ideas you want to try out involving AI and full stack development, give Momen a try. To my understanding, this is the simplest or the most efficient way of integrating some AI into your application. Bye.